What's going on, everybody? This is Nicole. As you can see, this is Sheep Stay Sleep. Shout out to DS1 Ross in the building. No, I'm just playing. Y'all know how I be playing around, but this is a serious conversation that was had on Sheep Stay Sleep's live the other day, and I'm on my way to run some errands. I got a lot of stuff to do on this Saturday morning. Shout out to all the mothers out there. I hope that you have a wonderful Mother's Day weekend. I've already sent my gifts to my mother, so shout out to the mothers and everything. Aisha Curry, as we know, is a wife and mother, and it's timely that we were discussing what she said and what happened on Red Table Talk, but I also wanted to give more insight into how some women think about this situation. I was there with Sheep Stay Sleep. Thank you for the invite. I apologize if I came off a little bit aggressive or rude or loud or anything. That was not my intention. It's just when I see a relationship like Steph's and Aisha's, and then she's trying to drive a wedge into a nice relationship that's there, and she doesn't realize, in my opinion, from what I can see, she doesn't realize what she has, and she may have some regrets now that she's 30 with 3 kids and a great husband, a great career that she needs to work on building. She wants to focus on why men ain't checking for her. There are a lot of reasons why men ain't checking for you, but I wanted to give some insight from other people's perspectives. Poetic Kells was there, Shamika was there, Rising Star was there, Love Wisdom. Y'all check them out. I try to remember to leave a link to their channels in the description box or the pinned comment, so y'all check that out. This video is going to be cut up some, so I'll leave a link to this whole video. As you can see, it's over 2.5 hours long. I was not there long, but I hope that it starts the conversation, because Black relationships is more than just the two of you. You have to think about things from a holistic perspective, and when you're at that level economically, like Aisha and Steph are, you definitely have to think of things outside of your marriage, and how people view you. Your image is very important, and from the public eye, perception is reality, right? And when you reinforce people's perception by what you say, you can damage your brand. That was really the main point I was trying to make. And although I made other points, I wanted to give you all, my subscribers and everything, and people that come to the video, an idea of how damaging a woman's words and the intention behind the words can really be. So like I said, this is going to be a video that's cut up. I'm going to record as much as I can, but I'm on my way to get my tire fixed, and I just wanted to stop and have this here. So excuse the background noise as usual. I cannot record this at home because my man is asleep and I ain't trying to wake him up. I ain't trying to wake up the bear. So I will go ahead and let this play, and y'all let me know what you think in the comment section, and I'll holler at y'all later.
Yeah, I believe that it was insecurity at the time, and although she wasn't prepared, I think that, my opinion, I think that she should have just kind of like,
Yeah, she wasn't prepared, and what they should have did was prep her before. I guess people come in raw into those interviews and not really prepared, because I don't even think Jada was even prepared herself for that kind of comment to come out her mouth.
I don't think so either. But hopefully, like you said, hopefully they're not having any discrepancies about this, because he need to keep his head in the game.
Yeah, that is a big distraction. And the internet has been dragging her up and down, and it's kind of been relentless and redundant at this point.
Yes, I see that she has been called attention whore, and how she wants side dick and all that, or whatever.
I don't think that was the case. I think she was just I think she was probably trying to speak for all the wives in the game, because it is they do take a lot of stuff that, you know, we don't understand that they take. That's why the purpose of Basketball Wives that Shaunie O'Neal tried to bring the light into. She should have been on that show. Matter of fact, they should have auditioned her for that show. Maybe her message and what
Okay,
she
I have to
wanted to
stop.
say would have.
I have to stop right there because Rising Star, I don't know what her problem is. I don't know what her mind is. I'm not going to speak negatively against her personally, but the words that she was saying, things that she was saying was really messed up because Shaunie O'Neal starting Basketball Wives, there was a specific motivation behind that. And the intentions behind it, we probably will never know unless we talk to her personally. But the outcome of Basketball Wives show put a negative light on black women. Most of the women, I think later on, after I got off the hangout, they were saying, I think Kels said, shout out to Kels, she said, you know, most of those women aren't even wives. They're ex-wives or fiancés or girlfriends. They're not even wives. So calling it Basketball Wives really don't mean shit to me. And in my opinion, from Aisha's personality, she would have probably clashed with the women on Basketball Wives because she doesn't seem to be the type of person. She's not an Evelyn, you know, she's not a Jackie, you know, she's not like some Jennifer. She's not like a lot of the women that are on there. And we've seen women on that show come and go for various reasons, usually because the personalities clash. So I don't know where she had this idea that she should have been on Basketball Wives. Aisha's not on that level. You know, she's a wholesome, you know, from perspective, image-wise, she's a wholesome young lady. First of all, she's not old enough to be on that show because a lot of women are over the age of 40. That's another thing. You know, they done been through some things, right? Her business acumen is not at their level either. You know, she hasn't been out here hustling the game as long as a lot of those women have. So I disagree with that point, but I'm gonna continue on.
Across a little better because she would have had a group of women that understands that kind of lifestyle and what comes with it. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely, I agree.
Hello, ladies. Hi.
I didn't mean to interrupt y'all.
Hi,
Nicola said that
I'm
she's
great.
selfish. I don't think it's coming from a.
All right.
Nicola said that she was selfish. I don't think that she was being really selfish. I really think she was just trying to shine a light on what the wives really go through and how they can fall in the background and just be, you know, in the background. And then, you know, because the groupies are some of the main attraction that comes with the stardom that basketball players get. You know, you see a lot of them, you know, you hear a lot of them, you know, they got a lot of clout too. Internet makes them really popular and things like that. So she might have felt that way.
I totally understand, but she also
I
doesn't understand what type of game that she in.
Yeah, you know what it comes with it. I agree. You know what comes with it.
Go ahead, Shamika. Let me hear your perspective.
Okay.
So I actually watched the interview, and I think before I watched it, like I felt a certain way, like, oh, she disrespected her husband, and I still feel like what she said was disrespectful. And if I was a man, I would have been embarrassed. But watching her and what she was talking about and what led up to what she was saying, I kind of understand. I don't think that where she said it was the right place to say it. But when she was talking about how, okay, well, she'll be out with him, and it's like, you know, he has a bunch of women around him, just the disrespect that the women show her. Like, what she said, I guess, like, she's not even there. And it was one situation where they were in a car, and some woman walked up to the car, opened up the door, and she was like, you know, basically, hold on a second, what are you doing? And the female told her, oh, well, you signed up for this, so deal with it. So I think, like I said, I don't think that it was appropriate to say, oh, I want the male attention, you know, in front of the world to hear and see. But when she was speaking on the fact that he's a really nice guy and he doesn't really check the women that approach him, it's been times she said where he doesn't even introduce her. She has to introduce herself. I kind of looked at it differently and what she was saying. I
Well,
don't
then
think
that's a marital problem. That's not an outside problem. And but
exactly.
and that does it, what her comments were very disrespectful, inappropriate. It was the wrong
Mhm.
place, wrong time. It was on national TV or whatever it was
Okay,
on.
once again, she said disrespect, inappropriate. She wanted to say her comments are disrespectful, and then she quickly switched up and said her comments were inappropriate. In the middle of her saying disrespectful, she said inappropriate. I want to reiterate that I am not coming at Rising Star. I don't know her. This is the first time I'm interacting with her on a hangout or whatever. Never seen her name. I don't know anything about her, but the words that she's choosing to use. My thing is, as a woman, you need to be honest with what you're putting out. And I may do another video because there's a lot of problems with the interaction in this conversation. It's not just about the topic at hand, which is Aisha Curry's statements about her husband in a negative way. It's also about how we interpret what happened, and it's about the words we choose to use to converse about this topic. Like how you interpret it in your mind and how you say it. She literally just said it was disrespect, inappropriate. She was about to say disrespectful, just like Shamika said earlier. Shout out to Shamika. But Rising Star was like, it's inappropriate. There's a difference between inappropriate and disrespectful. There's a thin line between inappropriate and disrespectful. Inappropriate is where you say, my husband does things that just kind of piss me off sometimes. Like he likes to take a shower and leave the towel on the floor, and that's just that's inappropriate because nobody needs to know what's going on in your bathroom. Keep moving. You know what I'm saying? If you're with your friends, if you're on a show that is saying that has a lot of controversy, like I said before in my other video, and you're saying things like, his personality, the way he does things is disgusting to me, that's disrespectful. Bringing up your husband's name in a way that can tarnish his image, or the way people perceive him the next time they see him. That's what she's not focusing on. But, in my opinion, that's how disrespect, inappropriate words are different. That's just an example. Other people can have other examples. Y'all let me know what you think in the comment section, like I said earlier. But let me continue on.
Well, I caught it on Instagram. But what I'm saying is come on. You just got to know that that's just going to come with it. And I mean, you can't check every group because it's out. I mean, he can do better, I guess, but you just can't check everyone.
I agree with you. I think she's very insecure.
That's what
I
it
think
is.
she's insecure.
And then
She said she has. I'm
listening.
No, she says that she has anxiety problems, and I think that all kind of makes you understand. Well, if not makes you understand, but you could get a bigger picture of where she's coming from. She's not all right with herself.
You're right. That's true.
So clearly, if she's saying, "Oh well, I want these men to pay me attention the way the way the women, they're paying my husband attention," why? Because she did say the men respect her husband, but the women disrespect her. I say that's a her issue,
Mm-hmm.
and that's something that she really needs to work on. She needs to get to the core of that. One thing I will say, his mother was sitting next to her when she said that. And I was like, let's see if his mom is going to check her. Well, what she did, she was graceful with it. She grabbed her by the hand and said, "Oh, no, you don't want that attention. You're married. You're married." And then
Right.
Jada was like, "Yeah, girl, you married. Men been saying you're beautiful." Or
that
whatever.
was a sign then to just shut up. Like, look,
Yeah,
let's grab your
exactly.
hand, relax. We right here. Some millions of people watching this right now. And that was the moment of her anxiety kicking in and the insecurities displaying right there on national TV. And
That's
so
right.
I agree with all the ladies on the panel, but you know that even us, that's why self-love is so important that we even uplift each other. I mean, I hear a lot about the brotherhood and how men should do things, but women, there is a lot of things out there for women, but I'm not even just talking about a feminine movement. I'm talking about a self-love movement, because we have issues that goes on, and men don't understand like the pressures of life, because I literally lived in a place where I was getting sexual harassed every day. And if I could just throw sexual harassment charges on guys, I would, But but to a man, they don't think that's sexual harassment. But to me, it was like a lot of sexual harassment. And I'm a normal person. I don't have no money. I don't have any stardom. But she wouldn't like it. She couldn't even understand or wrap her mind around that type of attention. And today, she witnessed it.
Yeah. I don't think that's what she really wanted, though.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Hello?
No, we still here. I mean, I totally agree with you saying. A lot of times it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Facts.
Her saying that she won't, the same amount of attention from men that he gets from women. I think that's just real inappropriate. You know what I'm saying? And, I understand that she wants to be presented to every groupie, but you got to be careful with some of these fans. I mean, you hurt some of these fans' feelings. They go on Twitter and YouTube and Facebook petition.
Stalking. There's a lot of kind of things that go on behind that. It's just not even just internet stalking. It's real life stalking. People try to hurt you. You just got to allow what comes with his stardom, come with it. And she needs to work on self. They need some marital counseling. And I think she really meant, well, I'm just going to assume she meant that how would he like it if she was the star and men did it to her? That's what I want to say.
Exactly. Yeah,
you
that's
know what
I
I'm
think
saying?
she meant too.
That's understandable. But
So
not
now you're saying that she's being resentful by making the comments, and that's the interpretation I have when you say something like, "Oh, well, how do you feel when I get attention from men?" First of all, anybody checking for damn Aisha Curry by Aisha, okay? Anybody checking for her for several reasons. One, is too risky because you are a high profile woman. She doesn't recognize her value. If you're going to say, okay, I'm going to do this because you did that. Now, we don't know if, Steph is cheating on her. I hope, that he's not, obviously, because I wouldn't want that for their family. But as far as resentment, like, why are you so resentful? You a pretty woman. You got your stuff going on for yourself. You got your husband there supporting you. What more do you want from me? Like, like Tyrese said. That's, if I was in Steph's position,